scrapbookers and creative friends. I'm Linda Petuch, Creative Memories Independent Advisor in Jupiter, Florida. Welcome to Thursday Thoughts, and today I call my little episode Blooming Borders. So I'm combining two of my favorite things, blossoms, especially springtime blossoms, and making borders. And that's what I'm going to share with you today, so that you can use whatever it is that you have, whatever punches you have, whatever papers you have, create some beautiful borders and have them ready to put on your pages as you begin your springtime activities. So let's get started. Now, these are the punches and border maker cartridges that I used for these particular borders that you're going to see today. But I had pulled out many, many more than these, but these are the ones I ended up using. I always am an overachiever and I start pulling them out. But the point is, I want you to think about whatever borders and punches that you have and whatever papers you have. So I basically stuck with pastel cardstock. I used a mixture of different springtime collections that I had, bits and pieces, including some embellishments and some of the stickers, especially the sticker strips for the borders. You'll also see a few old Mrs. Grossman or former CM stickers. But whatever you have, I want you to think about that, because basically my formula for making my borders, you want to pick whatever base you want to start with. In this case, I did use mostly cardstock, but it could be designer paper. Then whatever punched or sticker design that you want to use to add to that. So you have the basic paper, then what punched design, like a border punch, what punch design or what sticker design do you want to add to it? And then you can move on from there if you want to add any embellishments, and so forth. And then at the end, I'm going to show you how you can actually make your border interact with your page and kind of ground it a little bit better. But you can see that these were basically, I wanted some kind of like fencing for the flowers to be along or behind. So I had this the rustic fence, I think it's called, field fence. This one, which to me looks like a trellis, the decorative lattice, and nothing like a white picket fence to have some flowers along. For the leaves, I used this is the frame and border punch, the spring leaf, but I didn't use it as a frame. Today, I just, as I said, used it for borders. This leaf one, for Unbelievable, was from a couple of years ago. We have a recipe template that goes with that. And then you can always, this is always a winner, the leafy vine. Then I also, you'll see, I wanted to work with this branch that we have from a few years ago. I love this, whatever the season. I've used it for all kinds of designs, but today I'm really happy with what I made, and I can't wait to show you that. Now, these were the flower punches that I ended up using. I pulled out a lot of others, but the other thing I want you to understand, the way I get started with my borders, if I know that I want to put flowers, I go to my pre-punch stash, because when I'm punching, I just go ahead and I keep these different designs. I have more than this, so that then I had all these containers spread out in front of me so I could start building my blossoms. And I did use this little grass because it's shorter than the other one, so I thought that I might be able to use that. For designs, I added this little circle chain punch, our wonderful little double rickrack, and one of my faves, my all-time faves, is this brocade chain. So I couldn't resist putting that on one of the borders. So now these are the basic tools, of course, your 12-inch trimmer and different blades, cutting blades on the 12-inch trimmer. You'll see that I switched that up a bit. But basically, that's how you start. And I can't wait to show you what I came up with. Let's look. Now, the most basic borders I made were the ones that used the sticker strips, and I didn't punch anything. This is from our beautiful new springtime soiree. So I used I think that leaf is from that. It might be from an older collection, but in any case, it set the ground here. You can see I used the decorative trimmer on swell to add that. This is a piece of the springtime soiree, also in the back for a base. So I got my base paper, and then I just used all these wonderful sticker embellishments to make a scene for the bottom of a double-page spread. And that way you have all that space for your pictures. So that's just with stickers and base paper. Here's another one. And this one I played with, I used, this is an older sticker and the flower border punch, but you can see I cut the edge with the 12-inch trimmer. I used, I think this looks like the scallop edge that I used on here, but these, what I like about these also is that they are flexible. These could be, that doesn't work. Interesting. I made 4. Oh, there we go. Okay. I tricked myself. Okay, so these could be used on the base. They could be used on the edges. And I was thinking it might even be fun to do this, to have it on the edges of both pages. That really makes a statement. But look, it still leaves all this space in the middle. So very, very simple. The only thing that I did is in the center of each of the flowers, I used my pen, my dot pen, and just put tiny little dots to represent the seeds in the middle. And then you see I added a couple teeny tiny little butterflies in there. Very simple though. Border and sticker strips. Very, very simple. This next one, I used the border punch and then added, these are old Miss Grossman stickers, which I just love. I'm sorry we don't have those blossoms anymore. They're so pretty. And this one, I believe I designed it to be at the base, but you can see it's pretty flexible. I mean, the bees are flying. The bees can fly all around. But again, cardstock, pastel cardstock, the base. Is this shimmer paper? Yeah, this is like blue shimmer paper. Again, border punch. And then 2 border punches, actually, because this is the rickrack. You know, you get 2 when you punch 1. So there we go. Again, very simple, but that is definitely a springtime scene. Here's another one. Here's my white picket fence. Do that. White picket fence, little sunflower stickers. These are older Miss Grossman stickers. The sticker strip down here, the sunflower stickers, but these are from some of our newer collections. I just picked little sayings to go on there. Very simple. And this one I cut with the decal. On the decal edge, just adds a nice little touch. This Here's another one with a border punch and sticker strip. And I like this one. This is at Spring Leaves. But you see, we could make this on the edges, on the base, or up on the top. Very flexible. Very flexible to have that. And again, very simple. I think this might have been from Vivid Melodies or Botanical Burst. I believe it was Vivid Melodies. These beautiful flower sticker strips. When I was thinking of blooming things, that's what I wanted to go for. Oh, here's another one with the sticker strips. This again is from, I believe it is, oh my goodness, look at me. I'm knocking all these off. I believe it is from Botanical Burst or Vivid. I think Vivid Melodies had these stickers, but I had not used them yet. So I thought, well, this is the perfect opportunity to add some blossoms to my stickers. Very simple. And that way you've got your designs. And then I did add some of the little dots on there. I added a little touch on there. Another one, very simple. This was an old NSD leaf design, but in order to ground these, I think they're hydrangeas. I don't know because I'm from southern Florida, but I believe those are maybe hydrangeas. But anyway, I put that sticker strip, in order for it to stand out better and to have it better grounded, I just cut a little strip of cardstock on there, of a purple cardstock, to ground that a little bit better there. Very simple, but you know, then you have your design, which is flexible, and then you can also then have lots of space for your photos, your springtime activity photos. Okay, this one was from last year's. This flower sticker was from last year's National Scrapbook Day. This was that leaf border punch. Again, very simple. I decided that I would cut with the decal on both sides, both edges of the trimmer. And again, we have some very flexible horizontal or vertical stickers and borders for your pages. Now, I'm going to show you some that have where I built some blossoms. So I will start with the simplest one. This I use the decorative trimmer to cut in the scallop. Here's that rustic fence, the border maker cartridge with the grass, and then these are simply the inside of one of the flower punches, and I saved those in my little collection, and then I added those all along the edge of the grass and just put the little dots to represent the seeds. Not a lot of work, but very effective, and you bring in that bright springtime yellow, different shades of yellow, as you can see. Very simple, but fun. This next one, I did get a little bit fancier. This one could be used on the edges. We could turn it around either way. This is that lattice punch, and the I don't think I've brought out that leaf punch, but that's another leaf punch that we have. And then also there's your rickrack. And then this is the mandevilla, which punches out the center. So what I did is I just switched them pink inside of blue and blue inside of pink, just to help it stand out so you could see the center, and then added some bling bling on there. Very simple, but I think it's really pretty. And that lattice always makes me think of springtime and flower time. Okay, now I'm going to get a little bit crazier. So using, this was, I believe, the purple ice. This sticker strip is from the Springtime Soiree. And then this is just the punch-out flower that I had a whole bunch of. And this is actually 2 different punch-out flowers. This darker yellow one is from the trio. It's from the trio flower punch. A sticker strip here, I think from maybe Vivid Melodies. But they all work together. It's greens and pastels. And then I did pop each one of these up onto the foam square so that it has a really nice dimension. And you know when you do that, it makes like a little shadow underneath. So that's really fun. And again, we're flexible to have this horizontally, vertically, any place on your pages. Makes me very happy, all those flowers. Okay. This next one, instead of the 12-inch trimmer with the little edge, I decided to use the decorative trimmer with the swell. And then here's that unbelievable punch. And again, I built these flowers. This is the center from that trio flower. This one, I find this to be, it's called Embossed Trio Flower. I think I use these flower parts the most of all. So I don't think this is available anymore, but maybe your advisor has it. I don't have one to sell you, but maybe somebody has that. But once you punch all those in all different colors, you can mix and match and make the most beautiful flowers. And are these real flowers in nature? Probably not, but that's okay. I had fun with it. And again, these are flexible, horizontal or vertical, and they make me happy. Again, I did pop these up on foam squares as well. Okay, I'm going to show you my next one. Is one of my favorites I did. All right, so I used the decorative trimmer and I cut both sides. I was just talking to my kids about this yesterday. I'm obsessed with bees. Not as bad as my obsession with Christmas trees, but it's getting close. But here I created these different flowers using the, these were like the little raindrop, or the, I forget what that was. The thing, raindrop or the water drop, or the flame. But I just put them all together on little hexagons around and built these flowers, mixing the colors and so forth. This was a laser border from, I don't even know, a couple of spring collections ago. Put that as the base, and then I put my flowers I created. You can see I mixed different punches and our little bumblebees, and I cannot resist. I always have to have my little wiggly lines when they're taking flight, and that does make movement on your border. But I really love this one. It's one of my favorite. I can't wait to use this in my album, whether it be a garden album or my calendar album. I'm not sure. Okay. Now, we don't have cherry blossoms in our area. We do have a plant called the jacaranda, which is kind of like a royal poinciana, but it has gorgeous lavender flowers. A little bit later, a little bit closer to summer. But my favorite color blossoms in the garden really are lavenders and purples. So I decided I just really wanted to make this for me, indulge myself. So that's that branch. It's that branch as the base. And then you know how very often when you have a flower bloom, cherry blossoms and so forth, you don't see leaves first. You see these gorgeous blossoms first. So that's what I did with this. And I just mixed and matched the different shades of purple. Just for the fun of it, I did try to mirror what I did, so I had them next to each other when I was doing this. And then to make them look a little more realistic, I used the gold shimmer pen, the gold shimmer dot pen for the dark flowers to make the centers, and then I used the purple shimmer pen for the center of the lavender flowers. And I am so happy with this. I think it looks beautiful. I was thinking about making a yellow one because we have another little tree here called a jacaranda, and it can be yellow or pink, but I just stayed with the purple for now, but that is something else I'll want to do later. This actually looks pretty directional, but the beauty of this branch is that it could be used either horizontally or vertically. I love this. I think this is one of the most versatile punches that they ever created. Okay, so playing with that branch, I decided to just think a little bit out of the garden. And I decided I wanted to take that same branch, fold it over, and then I used the mandevilla flowers to make corner borders. They're still borders, but they're corner. And the reason I set them here is they are pretty fragile the way they are. So that's why I had them set here so that I don't have to handle them too much until I put them in my book. But all I did was fold it over, and then I added these blossoms and a little bling in the middle, just so that it would be a little bit more interesting. And when you do something like this, you know, you just want to put it kind of next to each other so you get the same idea. So now the last thing I want to show you is how I take my borders and I make them more a part of my page. Let's take a look. So I want to use this. I didn't show you this border yet because I saved it for this section. So what I did here is I used that circle chain and then the punched out embossed flower. And this is the one that has the little side view of the flower as well, but I just used these, put them on here. I added kind of a yellowish center, the little dots. But if I would like to make this more interactive with my actual page, this is what I would do. So I chose the canary cardstock because we want to make it, I want to pick up on I'm not sure this is not canary, it's an old paper, but it goes beautifully. So I could add this at the base here. This could also be used on the side. We can do it both directions. Here, let's just get this down real quick. Kind of down. Not completely. Okay, here's this one. And let's get this one down. And this is a very pretty little border. Very simple, very pretty, leaves a lot of space for a lot of photos. But if I want to make it a little more interactive and a little more interesting, I could take some punched butterflies or bumblebees. I'm very partial to the bumblebees, and I do make a lot of bees ahead of time so that I have them ready, ready for my pages. If you have this bee punch, I think it might be on last chance. It might still be available. And then I have a little balloon punch. If you can see, that's a balloon punch, which covers the abdomen perfectly. But I think I might want to add these bees to my pages so that then they kind of ground the border and make it all more interactive. And even if I was to turn this way, it would still work. But I'm going to leave it like this for right now so you can see what I mean. So now I would like to pop my little bees up on foam squares. Now we have these wonderful round ones, which I think are going to be better. I'm just going to put it on the abdomen, a bigger one on the abdomen, another one on his little head. And you know that the good part about this is that her head, I'm sorry, worker bees are all female. This is not a boy. This is a worker bee, which is a female, doing all the work, you know. All right, so we pop this up. I'm not going to take the adhesive off just yet because I just want to show you how this works. Okay, you don't have to pop them up, but it makes it kind of fun. Adds a little dimension. Plus, since I don't have photos to put on here just yet, that gives me the option of being able to slide a photo underneath. All right, so if we put this here and this one here, then what I do, I love to do this. Oh, this is purple. I don't want purple. I want black. If you're vintage Sam like me, I still have some of these that still work. Okay, but let's use the one that is available to everyone now. That's the wider tip. I don't want the wider tip. I'm going to use the narrow tip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make motion lines. And let's have this one. This one's going, let's have this one go up. And then let's have this one heading this way. So what I do is, I'm not connecting it yet. So what I do is I just take those lines, make sure that that bee had a good flight, take it to the center because that's where they were. Same thing here. And over here. Yeah, let's have you go this way. I'm going to have a long, fancy travel route. There we go. So by adding that little bit of motion line, not only does it make it more interesting, but it also kind of grounds your border and makes it part of your page. That is one of my formulas, if you want to say. That is what I do. And as I said before, this is flexible. I didn't even hear these down, but you see. The same thing would work with any of our little insect punches, the butterflies or dragonflies, whatever. And it just adds a lot of interest to your paper, to your pages. You don't have to spend a lot of time decorating your pages, but it is really interesting and eye-catching and leaves lots of space for your memories. Well, I hope you enjoyed that and it gave you some ideas. Remember, my basic formula is just have a base paper, whether it be designer paper or cardstock. Decide what punch you want to use, if you want to put a border or a sticker border, and then add your embellishments and then little touches here and there. Make them your own. Use what you have, so that way you make room to shop for some new, right? Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, please put those in the comments below. And be sure, if you can, stop by my website. If you have an advisor, please shop with your advisor. But if you don't have an advisor, I would love for you to shop with me. We're having a lot of great specials right now on Creative Memories. And then in addition, you can visit Linda's Scrapbooking Station because I have a lot of pre-made borders and pages there, and also some Creative Memories supplies. So I need to go out and work in the garden now. I'm very excited before it gets too hot. We're already in the 80s here, so I'm going to head out. And until next time, happy gardening. May you have many blossoms in your life, and happy scrapbooking.